Afo Kojo Augustine, I am Vice President Emma Mobile Money Agents Association of Ghana. Ms. Afo, morning.
Morning.
Minia Nedzana pay.
Emi adu mo so.
I go come kakra. And I pay ye bisa say what describing the e-levy as regressive. More use other words to describe the e-levy. Opani mo consensus pan saying.
We the amenda was say and I pay 1 month akwemia. Na afin so mechi a wutie for ni mobile money agents a omo Ghana fa ni na ngidi pa say anapa we there. Omo tie your conversation pa. And em say 1.75% e-levy no. Credit nyamieni. Say a passive party, you do me na be say insan say say yankasa currently yes service charges are, I think it goes on our transactions near 1%. 1% in Ukraine. It's challenging. I mean, customers over the 13 years, omakasa and nothing has been done. But then because time and also air factor, I think that they have been able to work with it up to that this time. And this I mean, child in us she say with the challenges that we have with our businesses, like the security issues, difficulty with getting financial support to support the business and to expand and to grow, just so that as citizens we can also contribute towards the digitization and then the cashless system agenda that the Bank of Ghana is trying to push. It's not about trying to bring about innovative ways to, try to expand the sector, but then to introduce a tax that we believe that will discourage a lot of investors from, coming on board, and then to make sure that we expand as we should. We believe that it is not in order, and we are calling for a total scrap of it.
All right, now there's a point I need you to clarify for me. So, Kaya, government describes this levy, factors into consideration the plight of the poor in the society. And so they say that there's a threshold of 100 Ghana cedis transactional, and then the one more air doing a here for Huntino, and levy no air affected. At the end of the month, young fans say wire transactions up to 3,000 air affected. And you be more business of the population about mobile transaction. What do any bua? Do I end fall within the bracket of 0 to 100 transactions in a day?
That argument is invalid, honestly speaking, because now in our current dispensation, we are doing over 2 billion transactions in a day. Over 2 billion transactions. Over 300,000 agents are across the length and breadth of the country, and we are doing over 2 billion transactions. And with that argument that 100 cedis transaction is exempted just because it is factoring or is taking into consideration the poor, it is invalid, because in fact even those people are doing more than 500 Ghana cedis transactions. Those people that government is trying to say that is trying to protect them from the fees or the levy. Those people are doing more than that, because in a day you have a section of the people, over 70% of those people sending more than 100 Ghana cedis. More than 100 cedis. And the statistics are there, and it's simply because of the convenience that we've all come to experience with a service. So the government is saying that it's trying to protect such people. It's trying to reduce or alleviate some kind of pressure on them. No. It's invalid. Honestly, that argument is invalid.
All right, now me and here. I didn't see Anna 23rd. More threatening somebody might be go from.
Say Bibia Nivesibia no Bibina. I say Bibianco Campapa and the trader. Say I think government through the finance ministry, a core parliament in when they were trying to submit the end of year budgets. That was where the whole issue started. And when it started, I think we wrote to the various institutions that matter: finance ministry, Bank of Ghana, Ministry of NC, National Communication Authority, even to the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. We wrote to them expecting that as major investors, major stakeholders in this sector, at least they will make time and listen to what we go through, listen to us. But then none of them responded to our calls. So we on the 8th of December, we organized a press conference. At the press conference, we made them know that there are various avenues that they can reason with us and then generate the 60 billion they are expecting to generate in the year 2020. But it didn't happen. So whilst we were there, we felt that in fact, with the introduction of the 1.75% e-levy, it is really going to go a very long way to affect our businesses, because it's going to reduce the number of transactions we do in a day, because obviously most of our customers will not be able to show that the responsibility of paying that tax, and so they will look at other avenues to do that. And so we had no other option than to go on this strike or demonstration to register our displeasure and also to call for a total scrap of the 1.75%, because it's just going to affect our businesses. And if care is not taken, we are employing over 1 million, people in the country. And so if at the end of the day our transaction levels are going to go down drastically because the customers cannot show that the e-levy tax, how do we then pay our workers? How do we then take care of our operating expenses and all of that? And so it's an issue, but then we feel that the timing is also right for us to also, get ourselves out there and register our dissatisfaction about the levy.
Opani, that fear we entertaining said there is a possibility say amount for any massive transactions and that there will be a drop. No, is it grounded in any evidential adebia mayebia?
Okay, so let's make some analysis.
Sure.
You have people walk to your various outlets to do transactions on a daily basis. All of a sudden, these people are paying over 175% in addition to what they are already paying, making that is almost about 300% fees on the transaction that they do. I believe that their arguments, I believe they feel that Ghanaians have become so used to the service that they cannot do away with it. So no matter what, even when you are overcharging them, you are charging them a 500% because they have become used to it. They will still go ahead and do them. But we are the ones that have been engaging the customers. We've been working with them for over 13 years, and we know how they respond when it comes to fees, especially. Now, the issue is these customers already, they had a way they keep their monies before the introduction of mobile money came. And so if this tax is also coming to play in such a manner, not like let's say a progressive something, but hoping 1.75%. Honestly, even though yes, the service has come to stay, the service is giving a lot of relief to businesses and households, but I believe that it is going to really, affect the progress of the sector, because right now the sector, the kind of transactions that goes on within the sector, and the burden that this e-levy is coming to, play. Honestly, it is going to render the sector to be regressive in its activity. So, yes, one would argue that customers will still go ahead and then do transactions. But the honest truth is that in the first 5 years, when this tax is introduced, honestly, we are going to see a very serious and significant reduction in mobile money services in the country.
So government on the 23rd, more the Mumfidi to form. Now, from the look at things, let me rather rephrase. From the look at things, government is bent on passing this 1.75, which means that on the 23rd, from what we saw in Parliament and random, if not for a year into qua a CEO Honoma, Abian Kebe pass it. 23rd, no, actually, in the DBM.
Okay, so like Ms. Mekai earlier on, I think that even more core parliaments are making mention of the e-levy. Yeah, press conference. Now, press conference. Now we're expecting a response from the various appropriate quarters. But demonstration wasn't part of our plan, though. But because we felt that we have been sidelined in the consultation process, we felt that there's a need for us to, do something. And that something is what is happening on the 23rd of December. And so if at the end of the day, buying money but say at the end of the day, I was say on 20 after 23rd, will be disregarded as we are being disregarded now. I think there will be another next action in line. Just as when we did our press conference, we didn't hear from them, and we are doing this demonstration. Another thing will follow, and we'll definitely keep Ghanaians posted on that, and all the media houses, including your media house.
Avo, medo ase no pay.
Mr. Medasi,